So today, whilst we await the Brothers' War, I am attempting to crew a boat with a ton of value and plenty of card draw in a very synergistic deck in the standard best of 1 queue. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today we're playing a Golden Argosy synergy deck on the ladder. But before we get going, and as always, I really do appreciate your support for this channel, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button below to not miss out on future content. I was playing this morning with a Jund deck and got totally smashed by an opponent using a Golden Argosy deck, which crewed itself with a ton of creatures with decent ETBs and kept the board empty of my threats, so I thought let's give this a go today. It's an awesome combo value engine based around Golden Argosy, a legendary 3/6 artifact vehicle with crew 1. It says whenever it attacks, exile each creature that crewed it this turn, then return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So plan A is to crew our boat with a ton of creatures that have ETBs and hope to kill our opponents with tempo plays and card draw. Our best creature for this is Aether Channeler. It's a 3-drop 2/1 that when it ETBs creates a 1/1 bird, it bounces an opposing non-land permanent, or it draws a card. This is a card that destroyed me earlier as I couldn't get a creature to stick around long enough before this bounced at each turn. Other creatures we have are Raffine's Informant, a 2/1 2-drop that connives when it ETBs. When you discard a non-land permanent, it gets a +1/+1 counter. We do have ways to reanimate, so discarding creatures is not the end of the world. We have Spirited Companion that draws when it enters the battlefield, and Inspiring Overseer, a 3-drop 2/1 flyer that draws and gains a life on its entrance to the battlefield. Our plan B of winning, in case we don't draw the boat early on, revolves around the value of Serra Paragon. Once per turn we get to play a permanent from the graveyard which costs 3 mana or less. It gains when this card goes to the graveyard, exile it instead. It's worth noting however that crewing a returned creature with the boat will remove that line of text, so that's a nice little combo there. Other cards we have are Restoration of Eiganjo to ramp, and return 2-drops to the battlefield, destroy evil for those Sheoldreds out there, and some Make Disappears. We're also running 2 Touch the Spirit Realms, as they can do what the boat does on its channel ability. We've got 24 lands today, and that's our Golden Argosy synergy deck. It's not a typical deck that I would play, but I did have tons of fun playing it, and I'm sure there are other versions out there, and I'll be keen to make a new version when we get some new cards in a couple of weeks. But anyway, have a watch, see how I get on, and I'll speak to you after. Alright, on the play, and yeah, this is a definitely keepable hand. We get to lead with our tap land and have creatures and counter magic on turn 2. Opponent with a swamp. I think we'll just pass our turn here. Whatever we play will probably get removed, so... Okay, follows up with a forest. Drawing our Aether Channel there was pretty nice. I think we'll still hold open, Make Disappear. Feel like although we'll get some value by playing these creatures, they will probably just get destroyed immediately. They do play a Trespasser that we're able to make disappear anyway. So we hit our 4th land drop, and we can get to play our Raffine's Informant here. Connive away. Kind of like all my cards, but I think the cards to get rid of is the Eiganjo at the moment. We're going to put loads of creatures down onto the board. Fingers crossed we draw our boat. Yeah, just an Informant there. See what the opponent's playing, and there's a cut down. Alright, so not playing a early creature was probably beneficial for us. Draw our 5th mana. So we have options here. I don't really want to play these Aether Channelers unless we get some more value from them. You can draw a card or make a bird with them if we want to. Attack first. And yeah, just play out our Overseer. And we draw another Eiganjo. So I think we can do better than these Eiganjos at the moment. We'll dig in for this boat. And join another Eiganjo, alright. So we're playing 3 of those in the deck and we've seen them all so far. Trespasser. So I guess that's going to eat the creature that we've got in our graveyard. Another reason not to play the Eiganjo. And we get to play our Aether Channeler here and draw a card. So I quite like our board state. Feels safe with no meat hook massacres at the moment, and the Channeler's just drawing cards here. It's pretty good. Get to attack with our flyer, and we'll just attack with a 3/2 as well. The Trespasser's an annoying card for us, so Getting that off the battlefield is fine, and I will definitely sacrifice my Raffine's Informant to do so. Opponent with a Riveteer's Overlook. See what they grab. Mountain. Alright, so probably a Soul of Windgrace deck. So having all these creatures in the battlefield is probably for the best for us at the moment. No Meathook Massacre means I feel pretty comfortable in playing creatures. We'll attack down our opponent here. Touch the Spirit Realm's channel ability is great as well because we get to flicker our Aether Channelers if we need to. And we may as well just play the Eiganjo to ramp. Find us the plains, and opponent Terra Sunder. So that's what they were holding for the Eiganjo. Not an issue. The Terra Sunder would be terrible on our Golden Argosy, so I'm pretty comfortable with them doing it on that card. As there's Soul of Windgrace, and yeah, this Destroy Evil is going to be pretty good. Yeah, so we'll just destroy this Soul of Windgrace. We could also channel our Aether Channelers, put it back in their hand. It kind of pushes them into playing it again next turn, and we could have killed it next turn. But this plays fine. They scoop it up anyway, so we win without the boat on that one. Alright, on the play here, and this hand looks really sweet. We've got the Argosy and the Channeler. We've also got some interaction with our Destroy Evil. We get to play our tap land turn 1 as well, so looking pretty nice as we draw a Paragon as well. Opponent with a Forest, so I feel pretty comfortable in playing the Informant. And we get to connive. Alright, tricky decision as to what to connive away here. I think I'm going to go for the Spirited Companion, only because I can't see me find a window where I'm going to play that anytime soon. And that can always be brought back with the Paragon if we get that to stick around on the battlefield. Opponent with a Mountain, so a Gruul deck. Okay, and this is where the Channeler is going to be great. We get to play the Channeler, we get to put their Beastcaller back in their hands. And fingers crossed we get to do this several times throughout this game, unless they can kill this card. So this is a real good tempo play here. They're going to be inclined to play it again, which they do. Now we can't bounce it next turn. Okay, Hammerhand as well. I haven't seen that card for a minute. So that's going to give the creature haste and stop the Channeler from blocking, which I wouldn't have done anyway. And I think this is as good a time as ever to play the boat. Now the Golden Argosy has to attack to exile the cards it crewed with, so you can't just crew and not attack with it. Opponent with a Sheevan Devastator. Alright, so pretty aggressive here. We're just going to take this 7 damage, go down to 10. And yeah, let's just start getting in there with the boat. So we get to crew, we get to overcrew basically with both our creatures. Attack the opponent. Obviously we're only doing 3 damage to them, where we would have done 5 had we just attacked as normal. But we're going to get the value from the creatures re-entering the battlefield. Play our planes for the turn. And yeah, the Channeler comes down, and we're just going to keep bouncing stuff back to their hands. I'm going to put that Beastcaller back to their hands. And we draw a Touch the Spirit Realm, which is nice. We get to connive away. I'm going to connive away a Paragon. I don't think I've ever done that before. But right now, we are in a pretty commanding position. Opponent with a 5th mana. And another, well, their Beastcaller comes down again, and a Loam Speaker. Okay. And a Phoenix Chick. So the Paragon's in a nice position where we're able to block the Devastator or the Phoenix Chick. So they don't really have any good attacks here at all. Let's pass our turn, and we just draw a land. Well, we get to play the Companion from the graveyard, see what we draw. Okay, another land. So we have options here. Definitely want to attack with the boat. And we're going to crew with the Dog, the Channeler, and the Informant. And yeah, go to attacks. See what they want to do, how they want to block. They may be inclined to try and kill this Argosy. And they throw the Beast Cooler in front of... Oh, they throw the Beast Cooler and the Devastator in front of it. Okay, well, we've been holding back this Destroy Evil, so we get to kill the Beast Cooler. Now it's going to get to put its 2 counters on something. Presumably it goes onto the Devastator. Yep. Devastator survives. More importantly, our boat survives. Now I play a tap land there. I probably should have played the untapped land so that we keep the channel ability on touch of the Spirit Realm. But yeah, I played the tap land instead. You get to bounce the Sheevan Devastator. I don't know if they can do 11 damage in one turn, so that's why I felt that was the best thing to do there. So yeah, had we played the Adarkar Wastes, we would be having the ability to flicker our Channeler in the opponent's end step, clear the board for our attack next turn. And the Sheevan Devastator returns to the battlefield. It is now a 5/5, so yeah, they can't kill us this turn. They're gonna attack for 6. I mean, this is a pretty optimistic attack, I'd say. This is one of those situations where we can just not attack with a boat. We can just use our Touch the Spirit Realm to get rid of this Loam Speaker. Opponent taps for a mountain. So maybe a shock or something. Oh, it's going to play the Overseer, see what we draw before we attack. Opponent scoops up anyway. Nice win there against Gruul. Alright, on the draw. And this hand looks pretty good. Again, we've got the Argosy in our opening hand, which is definitely something we want. We have a Destroy Evil as well. We get to dig for our other threats with our Informant and our Overseer. Opponent with a turn 1 Delver. Alright, not one of our best matchups here. We do have one we have 4 copies of Make Disappear in this deck. Hopefully the card draw that we get is going to keep us around. Opponent gets in there with their Delver. And we just draw an island. Okay, well, let's play our spells. And at least our Raffine's Informant's going to survive and hit the battlefield as we get to connive, as we just draw a land, which isn't great here. So we'll get rid of one of our lands. I feel like maybe I should have got rid of a non-land opponent there, because at least we can attack past this Delver, which hasn't transformed yet, but so be it. So we draw another land for our turn. Alright, well, we'll attack, see what they do. They take it. And let's try and get this Overseer to stick around. Okay, they thirst for discovery. If we play our spells, then they've got to decide whether they want to draw or counter. I mean, the Overseer is not the worst card on the battlefield now. It can fly over this Delver. Opponent with their 4th mana, which is always going to be a Haughty Djinn. So we draw a Make Disappear. So, although we have Make Disappear, I'm going to just try and destroy this Djinn now. They probably got some way to protect it. Or not, it's just an impulse. Okay, I was expecting a slip out the back there. So that's dead, that's nice. I guess you just got to not be too afraid of counter spells when you're playing against mono blue. They may or may not have them. And yeah, let's just play our companion. I don't see the point of holding open Make Disappear. They're going to be able to pay for any counters that we try to play. Also, they've probably got a whole heap of counters in their hand themselves. And here comes another Haughty Djinn and another Delver. They get to attack us for 3. So we just draw a Spirited Companion. Okay, so no boat yet, which is annoying. And we will play our dog here. Fortunately, their threats fly, so we can't even get things to die and bring it back with our Serra Paragon, as we have no real attacks here. So yeah, not looking too great against this blue deck. We've kind of allowed them to get ahead with card advantage and drawing more cards with Thirst. It's going to fill their graveyard, and they've got some big threats coming at us in the air. Maybe I could have got down this Golden Argosy and seen if they would have allowed it to stick around on the battlefield, but I'll never know. The Hortigin is now a 6/4. And yeah, I haven't really got any decent blocks apart from just taking out one of the 3/2s. We're down to 8, and a Terror comes down. Don't have much option here but to try and counter this. We can sacrifice one of our dogs to enable the casualty or may disappear. So against mono blue, I guess you've got the cards or you don't have the cards, and I don't think our little value cards have been big enough here to deal with this blue deck. So we just draw a land, not really what I wanted. Guess the Paragon blocks, so we can play this. Play a land, play the other dog from the graveyard, draw a card, and there's an Aether Channeler. Might as well attack with the ground creatures, they can't block anyway. The Aether Channelers come a turn too late, I think. And yeah, slip out back on our Paragon and they just hit us in the air. Just one of those games. We'll take that loss and we will move on. Alright, game number 4, and we get to be on the play in this one. This hand is okay. I do think that if you open with the Channeler in your hand, it's so much better than if you don't. So we have quite a low curve in this deck, so it's quite nice being able to play a 2-drop. And we'll play our Informant. And I connived away the dog there because we can bring that back later with other means. And our turn 3 play is going to be the Aether Channeler. There's an opponent with a Guardian of Nubinalia. And that is a perfect target for our wizard that we are going to play next turn. So this is looking good. So we draw a Destroy Evil. So yeah, we'll get down this Aether Channeler. Quickly becoming one of my new favourite cards at the moment. Return that Guardian of Nubinalia to the opponent's hand. And whack them for 3. Now we have the Touch the Spirit Realm's channel ability to keep flickering this Channeler. Ooh, opponent with the Anointed Peacekeeper. Well, they're probably going to name Touch the Spirit Realm, so that's going to start taking up our whole turn to do that. But whilst we're doing that, we're able to attack them with the Informant. So we'll go to attacks first. We'll see what they want to do. They just take it. Okay, well let's channel this Channeler. Should probably do this in the opponent's upkeep, I guess. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. And yeah, I would presume they would want to play that again. Unless they want to hold up mana maybe for a Wandering Emperor. Nope, it comes the Peacekeeper again. So we're just going to do the same as what we did last time. But I'm going to do it before attacks because I think that they're going to block this time. I have no idea why I did this. I targeted the Peacekeeper and I was meant to target the Channeler, which was just a total misclick, to be honest. So yeah, a bit of a punt there. But trust me, I wanted to target my Channeler to bounce their creature. But we did get an extra 2 damage through. They named Destroy Evil. But yeah, they get the turn here to play a spell. So I'm aware that I sort of misplayed that bit. As I was playing, I realised that. But these things happen. And another Peacekeeper comes down. They name Destroy Evil again, so it's going to be a 6-cost Destroy Evil in our hands. 2 of them. But yeah, they should only have 1 of these on the battlefield at the moment. So we just draw a land. Not much we can do here. Attack with a 3/2. See if they want to block. And they do, which is kind of okay with us. But against these mono white decks, I'm a bit concerned about them suddenly flooding the board with loads of creatures. Brutal Cathar, well, nice that we have the Make Disappear in our hand. As we get to counter their 2/2. And they attack with the Peacekeeper. Or they don't. I don't see why they didn't attack with the Peacekeeper there. It has Vigilance. I guess they might have been worried about us untapping with an Emperor. But again, the Peacekeeper has Vigilance. So I'm not sure why they didn't attack that turn. We played the Overseer, get to draw a card. We drew another Overseer. And down comes a Intrepid Adversary. And still no attacks by this Peacekeeper. I'm not really sure what's going on here. So a little bit tight on mana here. So we'll play the Eiganjo. We'll find a Plains. We'll hit the battlefield with the Plains. And then we'll play our Angel. Draw us another card. Gain us another life. And it's another land. But we get to attack over the top now. Put the opponent down to 7. Adversary is a bit annoying with the life link here. But we're still on 22. I mean, we can take some hits. Adeline. Alright, that's a good one. Okay, they just attack with a 4/4. I mean, we can double block if we wanted. But I think we'll just take 6. And another Channeler. I mean, that is a good card, isn't it? So we get to discard a card here. Discard Destroy Evil. And we get to bring back one of our other cards. Bring back the Informant here, I think. As this way we get to draw and then discard as well. It's just a land anyway. Which isn't great, but we get to put that back in the graveyard. Alright, Aether Channeler is such a good draw at the moment. So opponent is on 7 and no blockers in the air. Attack with the 2/2 ones. Put the opponent down to 3, and then we have the Aether Channeler to put this adversary back in their hand so they can't gain any life next turn. Probably should have attacked with that last turn. They missed 4 life gain, I think. And the Peacekeeper should have been attacking it earlier, so strange plays, but we made a big mistake early in the game ourselves. We do get to hold open Destroy Evil here, so we can deal with this Adeline if we need to, but opponent needs to deal with these flyers. Let's see what they drop. Oh, AO. Alright, so we're going to spin the wheel, see what they find when we kill this. So this has to leave the battlefield, otherwise we can't win. Okay, opponent gets in there with the 3/3s. The 3/3. Just going to take the damage here, go down to 12. And let's kill this AO and see what they find. They need a flying creature, or they need some life gain. I guess they don't find any, and they scoop it up. Alright, game number 5 here on the play. Again, Channeler, Argosy in our hand. I mean, this is a fantastic hand we've got here. We get to play a tap land, and then depending on what colour they play, we get to hold open and make disappear or our Informant. Opponent mulliganing a couple of times, which is a good sign, I guess. And it's green and white mana. So I think we'll just jam our Informant here. And we get to connive. Kind of like all my cards. We'll get rid of the Eiganjo. I definitely don't want to get rid of the boat or the channelers. Destroy Evil is going to be great in the face of some of these enchantments that I'm presuming the opponent has as they play a Weaver. We do not draw our lands though for the turn, so we'll attack and see if they want to block. The Weaver is an enchantment, so we can always kill that with our Destroy Evil, but we'll just pass our turn and see what they want to do. Just a tap land there. And okay, the opponent attacks, so they've got nothing in their hands. See if they drop another thing, which they don't. Alright, well, we'll just pass our turn by killing this Weaver. It's not ideal with this Destroy Evil, but... Oh, they have a Touch the Spirit Realm. Alright, fair enough. They are down to 3 cards, though. So we just don't draw another land, so... This Make Disappear is our only card we can play. Opponent does find their 4th land, which is pretty cool since they mulligan twice. Look, I was going to counter whatever they play, and certainly counter a Hallowed Haunting. Alright, we need a land drop now. Okay, the Informant's not the worst card in the world. At least it's something we can play. And there's a land. Get rid of the Eiganjo. I mean, maybe I should have got rid of the Overseer there. At least the Restoration would have found us a Plains next turn. Yeah, I think I probably should have done that. Opponent with their own Restoration of Eiganjo. And they're just going to copy it. So they're ramping away. I mean, our hand is... Oh, okay, we get a land, but our hand is so good. I think now is a good time to play the Argosy, so that next turn we can attack... Well, we can play a Channeler and then attack with the Argosy. They're not going to see that coming, I don't think. As they discard a Plains and enters the battlefield. And it's a Kami of Transience. And a Spirited Companion. Alright, so a few creatures for us to get through here, but I kind of like where we are. Shame the Weaver's still alive, as it's drawing them a couple of cards this turn. We find a Destroy Evil, so that can definitely deal with the Weaver, but I mean, there's only one play that I want to make right now, and that's playing this Channeler, returning a permanent to the owner's hand. We'll turn the Kami to their hand. And crew with the team and attack with the boat. And I wonder if the opponent's going to block. Well, they do. I mean, it's just 3 damage, but they are only on 7 life. So we just need to find a way to sneak through a win here, I think. Channeler can put the Weaver back in their hands. And we will connive away, Destroy Evil, and the Overseer. So next turn we can double spell with the Channeler and the Destroy Evil. And opponent finds another Haunting and a Weaver. So yeah, these little pesky creatures from our opponent are already kind of getting in the way of us just winning the game here. I'm going to kill this 4/5. And we'll play our Channeler, and we'll drop another thing back to their hand. Just the 2/2. Don't think it really mattered. Just going to crew with the 2 Channelers now, as we need to try and close this game out. Presumably the opponent is going to just block the 2 Raffines, which is fine by me. And we get to get our Channelers to trigger. So we definitely want to return this Hallowed Haunt into their hand. And we could draw a card, but with the opponent's life so low, I'm just going to make a bird. They've shown that they don't have any flyers until this Haunting gets some value, so we should be okay here. Whatever they play, we're just going to keep bouncing back to their hand at their end step, and the bird can attack through for victory. Fingers crossed anyway. Another land for our opponent. And a Kami. Another Kami. And there's the Hallowed Haunting. Alright, so a couple of 3/3s on the battlefield now. And let's see what we draw. Restoration of Eiganjo. Not one of our best draws at that particular moment, to be honest. So opponent on 4 life. We can't... I don't think we can kill them this turn. I'm only going to accrue with one of the Channelers though, as I don't really want my Argosy to die. Well, it's going to die anyway, but I wanted them to not block the other one, so that we get to put them down to 1 life. Then at least we can attack down with a bird this coming turn. So I'm pretty comfortable with that play. The bird's going to look like it's going to be the card that gets us over the line. So yeah, don't care about the Kami. We have a 1/1. We get to play the Hallowed Haunting again. And it's just a Naturalist. Alright, so I think we're just going to attack with the 1/1 here for the victory, and we do. And our opponent scoops it up. So thanks for watching. I got more confident playing the deck as time went on. The meta was kind to us today and we were able to go 4-1, but mainly I really enjoy playing with the Aether Channeler. It's such a cool card and I'm keen to see what else I can do with it. As always, thanks for watching, subscribe if you can, and I'll speak to you again very soon.